Hi friends, it's Deanna here today, and today I have a fun hack. So I had someone ask me, was talking about rompers. I love rompers, but you know, sometimes rompers are hard to deal with because you have to kind of take them all off if you're going anywhere, if you know what I mean, if you catch my drift. So one of the questions that was asked is, can we split a romper up? It still have the romper look, but it'd be a two-piece, basically. So this is what I'm doing today. I'm going to grab the South Shore romper and we're going to make it a two-piece. Now the really cool thing about this, it's not only that it'll be more accessible, like easier to wear, but also you can then mix and match. So you can make different tops and different bottoms, and you can have a romper that's got, today I'm going to make it all one color. I'm gonna make the bottoms and the top the same color. I think this is gonna be so cute. But I could grab another fabric and make a top to go with it and match it up, or a different color bottoms and match it up with the different tops. So it would be like a mix and match type of thing. It is so easy. You'll be like, wow, I can do this. So let me show you. All right, so literally, ooh, I just knocked the camera out. Am I wiggly? Oh, well, sorry. Literally, all you have to do is we're just gonna cut the pattern exactly as is. That's all I'm doing, first of all. Then what we're going to do is we're literally just going to add a waistband to the bodice and a waistband to the bottoms. And that's it. Like, that's the only thing we're changing. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my pattern. I'm making the capri length, and I'm going to just cut it exactly like the pattern calls for. I'm not changing anything. I'm not doing anything differently. I'm just cutting the pattern just exactly. And then I'm going to sew up the bottoms and I'm going to sew up the tops just like we're supposed to sew on the pattern. So I'm gonna go kind of fast speed through the sewing process, but if you have questions on how to sew this up, we do have a video tutorial explaining it in a really slow motion on how to do every single step, but I'm gonna go real quick and then I'm gonna get to the part where we actually add the waistband, create our own waistbands to make it a separate instead of a one together thing. And then I'm gonna show you the final results. Let's get to it. All right, we're done cutting. Now I'm going to get to sewing. All right, so I am basically done. I haven't finished it, but the strap, the sash for the middle, I did make it extra thick because I want a big bow in the middle. That's just because I think that's going to be super cute, so that's why I did that. But I have my bodice It's not hemmed yet, but the bodice is done. It's a raw at the bottom, and I've got my pants, my bottoms, and they're not hemmed yet either, but they're ready. So what you would do right now is you would gather the pants to fit the waist and you would attach them together. That's what you would do. But that's not what we're doing because we're hacking it to be a two-piece. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to create two waistbands. We're gonna attach one waistband to the bodice and one waistband to the pants. Now, how wide do you want that waistband? It really is up to you. So when we're creating a yoga waistband, you're essentially going to have a long piece like so, and you're going to be folding it in half like this, and you're going to be attaching it. So however wide you want that waistband times 2, because you're folding it, plus the seam allowance. So if you need about a half an inch seam allowance to sew it on. So what I would do is, this one is, let's see how thick is this. This one is 6 inches wide. So if you want it to be this thick, so I think for my pants, I'm going to go about 6 inches wide for my pants. And for my top, I might go about 5 inches. So it's a little bit thinner. And what I'm gonna do is when I put it on, I will just overlap them and put my tie on, and it'll look like a romper. So how I'm going to figure out how long to make it is I'm going to measure my waist where my bodice hits my waist. I'm gonna measure it, and then I'm gonna subtract 2 to 3 inches depending on how tight you want it. I'm probably gonna do 3 inches so that it stays really nice and tight right here. You can also use the measurements of your bodice because it is snug at the waist, and you can just go down like an inch or so. So that would be, you want it to be tight at your waist so your pants won't fall down. Now if you wanted to use extra reinforcement because of the fact that, you know, the bottoms might be a little bit heavy, you can also insert some elastic at the waistband, and that would help as well. Or you could just sew elastic right to the waistband if you have some like elastic that's like that you can, it shows on the outside or something like that. You can do something like that. So, and then we're going to gather the bottoms to fit our waistband. Now for the bodice, you don't really have to gather. I mean, I guess you don't have to gather for the bottoms either. You're just gonna have to bring it in, stretch the waistband as you sew it on, because the pants are a little bit, you have to bring them in a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the waistband. Again, I'm gonna measure my waist, and I'm gonna take 3 inches off, and that's how how long I'm going to make it. I'm gonna probably make 2, a front and a back, because my fabric, maybe I can make 1. My fabric is, I only have little pieces left. But if you're making 2 or whatever you're making, you also have to remember you need seam allowance. So you're going to measure your waist, and then you're going to subtract 3 inches, but you really have to add another half an inch for seam allowance. So you really could subtract like 2.5 inches. And we're gonna do that for the waistband for the top and a waistband for the bottom. I'm making my waistband for my bottoms 6 inches wide, and I'm making my waistband for my top 5 inches wide. So that's what I'm doing, if you wanna do the same thing I'm doing. Well, I went ahead and cut them both the same width, just because I stacked them on top of each other, but that's okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and sew it on the round, like so. And then once we sew it on the round, we're gonna fold it and attach it to our waist, to our bodice, and then the other one to our bottoms. And cross our fingers and hope that it turns out as good as I think it's gonna turn out. I'm never 100% sure when I do these hacks. All right, so now we grab our waistband, fold it wrong sides together, and we are going to quarter it. We're gonna do the same for both the bodice and the bottoms. We're gonna quarter our waistband and attach it. All right, now I'm attaching right sides together. You could, if you want to, gather the bottoms first before attaching the waistband. I'm just going to kind of stretch as I go. All right, so I sewed in the waistband to my top, but then I decided that for the bottoms, there's a lot of stretching. So I didn't want to just keep stretching and then end up having like it all uneven. So I figured I'd go ahead and put in a quick gathering stitch. I just did a basting stitch on my sewing machine, and we're just gonna use that to gather it a little bit the width of the waistband and then attach the waistband that way, because I don't want it to be gathered uneven and then it was gonna look all weird. So we're gonna do it the right way. I know you're sitting there thinking the exact same thing I'm thinking. This is either gonna turn out really cute or it's just gonna look like some prison pajamas. So we'll see. We're both trying to figure out what it's going to end up like. I'm hoping that since I did the sash thicker is gonna have, I did see a picture, inspiration picture of a romper that was made with similar fabric to this. With the color, the stripes and the pink stripes, and I thought that was super cute. So that's kind of what I'm going off of. So I'm really hoping that this turns out really cute, or I'm going to be very sad. But at least it's separate. So if for some reason it didn't turn out and they didn't match together and it was like a little too many stripes, then I can always make, like, you know, we said I can make some different color bottoms, maybe some like light tan color bottoms or stuff like that, or white, and mash it with the top, and then I could make like a tank, cute cream colored or whatever tank to go with the bottoms. And if I break up the stripes, then it won't be like, ooh, overwhelming stripes. We'll see. Hey, I'm in it for the risk. It's okay, because sometimes the risk outweighs the reward. The reward outweighs the risk. I think that's what I'm trying to say. All right, friends, we are done with this hack. It looks so good. I love it. I didn't make my strap quite long enough to make the bow, but I can always add to it. But I think it looks super cute, and best of all, it is separate, which means I could take just the top and wear with different bottoms, or I could wear the bottoms with a different top. But honestly, I was worried that this was gonna be like, I don't know, like overly pink jumpsuit, but I think it looks so cute together. I love it, and I think I did making them like a pre-length really helps the look. I think it looks adorable. I love it. I used this is a rayon spandex fabric, so it's very light and airy, so it's like perfect for spring / summer. I love it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, so you never miss any of our tutorials. Let me know below what you want to see, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!